Stop texting your ex from a position of weakness or fear or panic. The last thing you want to do in any type of high conflict situation or even any type of high emotional situation is to immediately send a knee jerk response. You need to really, truly get a hold of yourself. And it's so hard to do. I know it can be very triggering and very difficult, but you have to remember that during any type of divorce or separation, whatever you put in writing is very discoverable in court. It's discoverable with the other side. It can be used against you. And oftentimes, when you send those types of texts, you don't mean anything by them. You really don't mean to cause anyone harm or to put anyone out there or to cause any type of extra anxiety or high pressure. But you have to remember that whatever it is that you're putting out there will be shown. So, how do we better get a hold of ourselves? What should we do? Well, have you ever had that fear inside of you that if you don't respond right away, then something is going to happen, something terrible is going to happen? Nothing is going to happen. You don't need to respond right away. Take a beat, take a breath, take a pause, go for a walk, talk to a trusted friend or your attorney, and do not put anything in writing that you don't want anyone else to read. You also have to be very careful and very vigilant about talking about anyone like your children or third parties or do any type of disparagement or profanities in your text messages. You want to show yourself in the best light possible. And why is that? Because the judges don't know you, the court system doesn't know you, the other attorneys, they don't know you. Even your attorney really doesn't know you, doesn't know the trauma you've been through or the difficulties. They don't know what your ex put you through. So while you may feel justified on the inside, while you may have every right to send that scathing text message, don't do it. Take a beat. Like I said, take a breath, take a pause, walk away. Don't respond when you are in a high emotional state. So I also want to address that fear, that anxiety, that panic that comes across you when you hear the ding on your phone. You know, we all have that embrace, that emotional, like, oh my gosh, that panic if your ex calls you or texts you. And what if you're discussing parenting time? Or what if you're trying to figure out who's going to pick up Johnny from sports? Try to get a hold of yourself. Try to tell yourself how safe you are inside yourself. There are so many different modalities and ways to calm yourself. And I'm not here to tell you which one is best for you. I'm just here for you to remind yourself to find one. Find the modality that is best for you. We all need assistance here. We all need help going through a really traumatic time. I'm not asking you to do this on your own, but I am asking you to be your own best friend, to be your own sovereign self. Take it back, bring it back to you. Find your power, find that empowerment within you, and then you can respond. And then you can be calm. And then you can respond from a very neutral place. We often get entangled with the emotions, and our perspective is everything. And then sometimes, have you ever had the experience where you read something when you were in that high emotional state and you were completely triggered, and then only to return back to it maybe several days or a week later and say, oh, wow, I didn't really, I shouldn't have taken it that way. Or I guess I could see how they might have thought this, or this perspective could have been this. It's all in the meaning we give it. Nothing has meaning except the meaning we give it. We're the ones that give it the meaning. So instead of taking the negative meaning of it or finding it to be triggering, take a breath, take a beat, take a pause. I'm going to be saying that a lot. And then you can respond. Don't give anything more or less meaning than what it should be. And in the same token, maybe don't minimize things either. If it's parenting time, and if your ex or soon to be ex wants to, alter all of the parenting time or try to make up parenting time when they shouldn't, or, do things that are against any type of order, well, I'm not saying for you to lay down. I'm not saying for you to be a doormat. I'm just saying for you to pause, take a beat, and relax and breathe and think about it and think about what it is that you truly want. What is in your children's best interest? What is fair? What is reasonable? And if the shoe were on the other foot, would you want the same thing? Or would you even ask? Would you ask for that makeup parenting time? Do you want it to be a quid pro quo? Do you want it to be even? If it is in terms of any type of parenting time schedule, make sure you put that in writing, but don't do it from a place of, trying to get one back at them, or, from a real jerk position, or don't be an ass about anything, because whatever you put in writing will be reflected back to you, whether it's in court, whether it's with the other co-parent, whether it's with your attorney, because perception is everything. You want to be perceived as the reasonable one, the one that is doing what's in the best interest of your children. And regardless of whatever the other side is doing or not doing, you can be seen in a positive light. Don't allow their bad behavior to affect how you co parent and how you handle things and how you deal with the stressful situation. Rise above it. Be better than that. Okay? I'm just saying all this, guys, because I know what it's like to be triggered. I know what it's like to be in a high anxiety situation. And I know what it's like to be in fear for your own safety. So before you respond or react, become neutral, get a hold of yourself. There is no time, delay or time worries. If it is about a specific parenting time schedule, and time is of the essence, let's just say, still don't let it trigger you. Take a breath, take a beat, take a pause, go for a walk, think about it, and then reply, then respond. And always respond from a position of neutrality, even professional, if you will. You don't put anything in writing that you don't want read back to you in court. And always be the better person. If there is any specific parenting time schedule that you really want to stick to, put it in writing. If they are asking for special consideration, then if you want to give it to them, make sure you put that in writing so that the next time you ask for a special consideration, they give that to you. So without being tit for tat, but you still want to protect yourself. You still want the other side to know, look, if I do this, then I expect this in return. So just always try to remember, do what's in the best interest for your children. If you're dealing with money or any type of high stakes divorce with a business or with high assets, and they're being really withholding or secretive, and you're triggered because they're holding all the money and they're holding all the cards and you need money to live, well, then perhaps that's when you need to get your lawyer involved. If they're sending you something, or if they're stopping or seizing your accounts or doing something that is preventing you from living, then you definitely need court intervention. You need to call your lawyer and make sure that you are protected and provided for in that way. But don't put something in writing. Don't negotiate. Don't talk if it's something with some type of negotiation, because once you start that process, it's very, very difficult for your lawyer then to negotiate on your behalf if you've already set the bar. Because then the other side will know, well, look, they already agreed to this with me, so I'm not going to budge any further. So try not to give away your power out of fear. Try not to give away anything that you think could work against you. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And he with the best and most tenacity usually wins. When I say he, I mean all of you. He, they, she, it, whomever, right? The person with the most perseverance, the tenacity, the calm will usually win. And with that, some people think that it's the one that holds all the money will win. Sometimes it's true, but if you have a really, really sharp lawyer and you don't have the money on your side, you can make a motion for that other side to pay your legal fees if you need more money, if they're holding all the purse strings. So don't act out of fear, don't relinquish out of fear, don't give in or don't try to settle too soon out of fear, or fear because you don't have enough money, or fear because they're holding all the cards. Make sure you're smart and you make very strategic moves, because only then will you know you have more power in your situation than you think you have. And don't negotiate out of fear, anxiety, anything like that. When it comes to money or child support or child custody, never, ever, ever give away your power. Never negotiate out of fear. And if your lawyer is trying to settle and do something that you disagree with, please make sure your wishes are known. You are the one that is telling your lawyer how the case should go. Now, you're not a lawyer, or maybe you are, but you still should hire a lawyer. But your lawyer is the one that will tell you what is reasonable, what is should be expected, what you can expect, what kind of outcome we should hope to get. But they also need to do their job and protect your rights, protect your assets, protect you and your children and your life, your sovereignty. They need to be in your corner. And if you feel that they're not in your corner, then you need to voice it, because that's on you if you don't tell your lawyer, look, I feel like you're not fighting for me. I had a client call just today who was very concerned and very upset that her lawyer was not fighting for her in terms of what the judge may or may not know about their case. And she felt that he wasn't doing anything. And so sometimes I can see through that, because maybe the lawyer's not getting paid. Maybe the lawyer is only presenting the evidence that he knows about. Maybe the client hasn't told the lawyer everything that they need to know. So it's incumbent upon you to tell your lawyer the whole situation and everything that you want out of that result. Because your lawyer is not a mind reader. The judge is not a mind reader. The friend of the court is not a mind reader. The court system will only know what you tell it. And if there is something that you really, really need to let everyone know, then tell your lawyer so that they convey it to the court and they can convey it to the other side. They can negotiate with it. If you feel in your heart of hearts that something is unjust and not going according to your desire, you have to tell your lawyer sooner than later, because it is so much more difficult to right a ship that is in the wrong trajectory than it is to put it there in the first place. You want the trajectory to be in the right frame. It's so much easier for a case to go according to plan than it is to, let's just say, steer things to go right after so long in one direction. The judge is new to your case. Anyone coming on to your case is new. So you need to tell the story that you want told. You want your lawyer to tell the judge or the court system or a mediator or whoever's involved in your case to be able to tell the story and paint the picture that, hey, this is a really good person. She deserves custody. Or, hey, this is a great guy. He doesn't have to give all of his parenting time away. Or the business is underwater. There's no possible way that this person should get all of this from the business. So if there's something that you really need to convey, do so to your lawyer. Don't put it in writing in such a way that is nasty or argumentative or hostile, because then that's what the court will see in you. And then things will be very difficult and almost impossible to have in your favor. Because remember, judges are people too. Mediators are people too. Lawyers are people. And everyone has his or her own perception. And they will size you up just as much as you're sizing them up. So make sure you come across in the best way possible. And that really means in writing. And also when you're leaving messages, always assume that you're being recorded. Because, like in Michigan, we're a one-party recording state. Someone can record a conversation if they're party to the conversation, and that conversation can be discoverable. So you want to be very smart with how you talk, what you say, how you express yourself. Don't put things on social media. Don't be disparaging. Don't show that type of level of person. Be the high value person. Be the one who is sovereign. Be the one that is admired, even in the worst of circumstances. You can do this. You can rise above. And if you need help doing that, please call me. I offer this coaching and mentoring all the time and with amazing successful results, because I don't want you to just survive this divorce process or this separation or this custody battle. I want you to thrive in life. And soon I'm going to be having some different types of subliminals on this channel, because I derive a lot of support from all different types of modalities, and subliminals do work. There's a lot of scientific studies that show that your subconscious mind really can be reprogrammed to help you along this journey and to help you in life, to empower you to create really, really good things for yourself and in your life. Because I don't want you to continue to repeat these patterns. Once this relationship is over, you have endless possibilities in your life, from love to finances to success and career and relationships in every aspect of your life. So we want you to thrive. I want you to thrive. And that's why I created the Sovereign Divorce. Thank you so much for being here today, everybody. I'm Sabrina, and I'm here to empower each and every one of you. Live your best life. Bye for now.